take a look at those temperatures outside. It is a chilly start, 44 degrees currently in Chattanooga, but we've got temperatures even cooler than that in the outlying areas. And yes, it feels like temperatures. That's a wind chill, folks. It's that time of the year. Let's dive into the numbers here in your neighborhood, because many areas outside of the city down into the 30s for the first time this season. 37 degrees currently in Altamont, 39 in Dayton, 37 Athens, 36 degrees in Murphy, and 38 degrees in Blue Ridge, 39 in Scottsboro, 36 in Fort Payne as well. So it is quite chilly out there. Pretty much everybody minus Chattanooga and Calhoun down into the 30s. Let's talk about this frost advisory having effect this morning, because yes, for our friends over in Gilmer County, you guys were added late last night to this frost advisory. Blue Ridge over towards Fannin County, Cherokee County, from Murphy over towards eastern portions of Polk County, eastern Monroe County, and then over towards Grundy and Van Buren counties. Again, that just means that temperatures are going to get close enough with a little bit of moisture out there. We could see some of that patchy frost beginning to develop a little bit on elevated surfaces. So again, hopefully you were able to kind of either bring some of those sensitive plants inside last night or early this morning, or at least put some plastic over them or something like that to kind of help protect them, because it is on the cold side this morning. Again, low 40s in the city, but outlying areas well down into the 30s this morning. But the good news is we do have sunshine as we go throughout the rest of your day. So your Sunday afternoon, we should see these high temperatures topping out into the mid 60s. So again, after a chilly start, I do think we will rebound as we go throughout the day. Let's take a look at some of the numbers expected in your neighborhood this afternoon. 65 degrees in Athens, 66 in Dayton, 59 degrees in Altamont, 65 in Fort Payne. We may hover right around 60 over towards the Blue Ridge, but overall, it's going to be a nice afternoon, but very similar to yesterday. You'll want to have at least a long sleeve shirt, maybe a sweatshirt or a hoodie on as you go throughout the day. The good news is the breeze will not be nearly as strong as what it was yesterday, so that should help take a little bit of the bite off of the cooler air. Now tonight, it's going to be another chilly night, so just kind of prepare yourselves for that. It's not as cool as last night, because we're going to see the winds beginning to shift, but we'll still drop down into the 40s to upper 30s out there across most areas with those clear skies and the fairly light northwesterly winds expected. But here's some good news for you. If you're not a big fan of the cooler air as we go into your Monday, the start the work week, we start a warming trend. So I do think these numbers get back into the 70s across the area, probably low to mid 70s across most of the Tennessee Valley. So let me show you your Storm Alert 7-day forecast, because we've got the chilly start to your day on Sunday, but lots of sunshine in the afternoon. We should see our high temperatures topping out in the upper 60s, and then there you see it, the mid 70s returning for your Monday with that sunshine. So overall, should be a fairly nice day after a cool morning start. And here we go, folks. Tuesday and Wednesday, we're back into the 80s across the area, potentially even some mid 80s showing up across the region briefly as we get into your middle of the week. So we've got some changes. If you like the cooler weather, we've got that for you to finish out the weekend. But then heading into next week, Calvin, we warm it back up. But the bigger thing I think you may notice is a better chance of rain Thursday and Friday. Now, coming up, I'm going to have much more on that potential, because we definitely need some rainfall with rainfall deficit of over 5 inches. So that would be great as well.
Can I get an amen for the warming trend?
Already? Well, the cooler weather just got here. Hey, I tell you what, though, stay tuned, because, Calvin, I got something else for you just beyond the 7-day that you may or may not like. We'll see how
You're just
it
full
goes.
of surprises.
That's right, exactly. Well, you mentioned it, and I wanted to provide something extra for you, so that's it.
I don't know if I want to listen to you.
Well, I'm going to get your reaction soon. So.
Yeah, thanks, Cedric. Well, EPB teaming up with TVA for a new program to help you save money on your home energy bill. Cornelia Nicholson tells us how you can upgrade and hang on to some cash money all at the same time.
Thinking about making some home improvements? Sophie Moore with EPB says homeowners can receive a rebate on certain energy projects.
It's like new HVAC units, windows, water heaters, insulation, ductwork, and more.
Moore says the program is designed to help homeowners save twice, once on the rebate and second on their energy bills. It's available to EPB customers and TVA customers in their 7-state region. This is for existing and new construction. But here's how it works. You start off by visiting EPB's website to see what improvements you're eligible for.
You can also find a list of qualified contractors there who will actually submit required documentation for you. On completion, participating homeowners will receive an email to collect their rebate.
For new homes being built, Moore says continue working with your builder, and EPB will make sure they have access to what they need. And with this program, you have the ability to combine rebates.
If you are investing in a new HVAC system and you qualify for a rebate for that, you may also qualify for a new ductwork system as well, which makes it an even better outcome for you to enjoy long-lasting savings.
The program is not only for homeowners, but businesses as well. A TVA spokesperson tells me they want all businesses, no matter the size, looking to make energy changes to take advantage of this program. Moore says it's important people check their website to see what qualifies because there are some requirements that you need to be aware of.
Do-it-yourself projects are not eligible for rebates. So we really suggest starting there first and contacting our energy pros with any questions whatsoever.
Well, do you qualify for a rebate? We've got a link on our website to help you answer that question. And coming up after the break on Local 3 News Weekend today, the Atlanta Braves begin the postseason. Did they do it with a win? And homecoming week for the Chattanooga Mocs. Did that come with a win? It's a pretty tough morning.
Entering Saturday, there were only 3 undefeated teams in the Southern Conference in SoCon play: Furman, Western Carolina, and the Chattanooga Mocs. So with the Cats coming to the Scenic City for homecoming week, only one team would be able to escape with a spotless SoCon record. Let's get right to those highlights because trust me, there were plenty. Mocs trailing 7-3 in the first when Chase Artopius gives the ball to a Limford. Number 0 runs it in 3 yards as UTC jumps in front 10-7. Western Carolina cuts into the Mocs' double-digit lead in the second quarter as Cole Gonzalez completes the handoff to Desmond Reed. Reed takes it 70 yards to the house, limps his way into the end zone. Chattanooga still up by 3, but they want more. Artopius connects with Javen Watley. The 8-yard pass is Nunu's second score of the day and puts the Mocs back up by 10. UTC up 27-21 at the break. The back-and-forth nature of this game continues into the third. Gonzalez gives the ball to Branson Adams, who puts the Cats in front 35-34. Fourth quarter, we're tied at 42. Certainly not an ideal time for Artopius to throw his second interception of the day. Ed Jones, the fourth, takes the 48-yard return as Western takes a 49-42 lead. Chattanooga responds with a lengthy drive of their own, capped off by Evan Brown in the end zone. That cuts the Cats' lead to 1. UTC deciding to go for the win on the 2-point conversion. Cam Overton puts the Mocs in front by 2. This place goes absolutely nuts, as they should. Unfortunately, the Cats stormed down the field to get in field goal range. Richard McCollum puts the 32-yarder through the uprights. Mocs lose an absolute heartbreaker on the Western walk-off field goal. Chattanooga falls 52-50.
Those kids were going out there and playing their tails off. And I felt confident when we scored. Everybody on the headsets thought I was nuts. But I'm like, boys, we're playing. Let's go play and let's go win it.
I mean, it's tough, but you got to stay disciplined, consistent every play. And, we got to be mature out there. And we let up a lot on third down, and that was tough for us, and a lot of big plays. But we just got to get better at that.
It's a lot of mixed emotions, It was a good performance, but at the end of the day, it don't mean nothing because we just want to win. So it's just like a lot of mixed emotions, being excited, thinking the game over, everybody thinking the game over, then it's like that happened.
That great performance Watley is talking about. He had 4 touchdowns, 231 yards, and a program record 347 all-purpose yards. The Mocs move to 4-2 on the season, 3-1 in SoCon play. The team will head to Macon next week to face the Mercer Bears. That does it for your morning sports. Have a great day.
Well, it's time now to take a look at our birthdays and anniversary salutes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what now, Calvin. We've got to send a special happy 46th birthday to Jason Gates. Now listen, your family loves you very much. They say you are the glue that holds them all together. And congratulations, Jason, because this is even better than that statement right there. You are our Bojangles winner. Breakfast is on Calvin this morning. I'll tell you what, how exciting.
Well, it is on us.
Yes, it is on us. That's
and
right.
A reminder, if you want to celebrate somebody's special day, be sure to send in your salute at least a week in advance. Send it to salutes@local3news.com, and don't forget to include your own phone number and address. Well, there's more news and sweater weather when we come back.
This is Local 3 News, Weekend Today.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We are glad you're starting yours off with us. I'm Calvin Sneed in for Xavier Harris.
Yes, and I'm meteorologist Cedric Haynes. And good morning on this cold morning. Bird, did you turn the heater on the way to work today?
Actually, I did.
Oh, what?
I'm trying not to admit that. Yes, I
okay.
had the seat warmer on,
Oh,
and
wow.
I turned on the heat just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Hey, I'm thin-skinned. What can I say?
Hey, it is the season. This is what everybody has been waiting on, have been counting down to, the beginning of fall, which of course leads to.
Why? No. But now the leaves, though, the leaves are starting to change.
Yes, and we need these cool, crisp nights to get that vibrant color. You know, it's been so warm and dry, it's been kind of a muted color, but we want, so this is good. See, there's a benefit to the cold weather, Calvin.
All right.
See,
Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, that's right. I will. Let's talk about that cold weather, folks. Let me show you what's going on because, as Calvin mentioned, he's so excited about this. You know, it was cool yesterday morning. A shock to many. I had a lot of messages that said, hey, I went to walk the dog yesterday morning or something, and it was just a little bit of a shock. But, hey, it's about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday morning at this time, so it may be a bigger shock to you. So I just want to throw that out there so that you're not too shocked when you walk out the door. Now, let me show you kind of what we're kind of concerned about right now. The next big thing is actually happening right now, and that is that potential of some patchy frost, primarily in the higher elevations to the east and also to the north and west there along the plateau. So there is a frost advisory in effect through this morning, and you can see why. We've got some frosty temperatures really all across the valley areas right now. The only place not in the 30s, Chattanooga, we're sitting at 44, but everybody else has now dropped down into the 30s, and those temperatures continue to fall. So we may see a few more degrees dropping off of that. So a burr start, I'll just say that way.
The
30s,
burr
the burr factor for 30s and 40s this morning, Calvin. But hey, I know you like the sunshine and a little warmer temperatures, so that does arrive too this afternoon. So a little bit of something for everyone. And coming up in just a few moments, we're going to talk about a warming trend into the week. So that'll be some good news as well, and maybe some beneficial rain coming up as well.
We do need the rain.
We do need the rain.
We do need the rain.
We do need the rain, and so I know a lot of folks are definitely wanting to have to not stop watering the yards a little bit.
All righty. Thank you, Cedric.
In this moment of tragedy, I want to say to them and to the world and to terrorists everywhere that the United States stands with Israel. We will not ever fail to have their back.
Halfway around the world this morning, Israel now at war after Gaza militants launched a surprise attack 24 hours ago. They fired thousands of rockets entering the country by land, sea, and air. Dozens of Israelis dead, hundreds more wounded. Rob Kirkpatrick has more. And we do want to warn you that some of the video that you're about to see is disturbing.
Allahu Akbar. A surprise attack Saturday by Hamas left dozens dead in Israel. Gaza militants launched thousands of rockets, and shortly after daybreak, Israel responded.
Citizens of Israel, we are at war.
The Israeli Defense Forces said its troops are fighting in at least a half dozen locations.
A very severe morning. We are very much now focused on sending forces to these locations where there's ongoing fighting.
Israeli rescue services estimate at least 200 Israelis have been killed in the violence and hundreds more injured in Gaza. More than 200 Palestinians have been killed, with more than 1,600 injured, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. Some residents of two different villages in southern Israel near the Gaza border told Israeli TV that militants were trying to break into their homes. Hamas also claimed to have captured several Israeli soldiers near the border. And this video, geolocated by CNN, appears to show Gaza militants taking Israelis captive. President Joe Biden says he spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and offered his full support and condolences to Israel.
The United States stands with the people of Israel in the face of these terrorist assaults. Israel has the right to defend itself.
Saturday's assault comes on the 50th anniversary of the 1973 war in which Arab states blitzed Israel on Yom Kippur, the holiest day of the Jewish calendar. I'm Rob Kirkpatrick reporting.
And three major airlines canceling flights to Israel right now. American Airlines, United Airlines, and Delta Airlines have all canceled flights to Tel Aviv. Several outgoing flights have also been canceled at the Ben Gurion airport that would have been leaving Israel. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says she's working with government authorities to help New Yorkers get home from that country. The governor says she's been in touch with Israel's acting consul general in New York, as well as the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. In a show of solidarity with Israel, the Empire State Building lit up with blue and white colors overnight, the colors of the Israeli flag. New York Governor Hochul directing all landmarks in the Empire State be illuminated in blue and white after the surprise attacks yesterday. She says New York stands with Israel and is proud to be home to the largest Jewish population in America. Landmarks lit up including the One World Trade Center, the Governor Mario Cuomo Bridge, and Niagara Falls. Closer to home, folks in Pike County, Alabama, south of Montgomery, reeling this morning from the death of a teenager, police say at the hands of his brother. They say the shooter also planned to carry out a school shooting, but was arrested before that could happen. Julia Avant has more.
A higher police presence on Pike County High School's campus Thursday after authorities say a student had discussed planning to shoot up the school. This was only found out after the 14-year-old allegedly killed his brother.
Subject, who has been arrested for the murder of his brother, made disturbing and threatening statements to multiple students.
It could have been a very, very different situation. Thank God it wasn't.
Second Chronicles 7:14 that says,
longtime Pike County resident Kelly Norris says the best way to move forward is through the power of words and prayer.
anytime you can come together as a community and reach out to heaven, you are going to see breakthrough.
She holds a prayer group through Remnant Church on Fridays. She extended the invite to anyone in the community after the recent incident.
A lot of people reaching out saying, hey, we'll come and stand in the gap. This is important. We need to unify.
Church leaders from all over the county, even the Pike County High School's football coach, will be a part of the prayer vigil in Troy Friday. It's from 10 to 11 a.m. on the downtown square for all students. At 10:20, volunteers will break out into groups to pray for specific schools. Norris says it's important to even pray for the 14-year-old charged with murder.
Forgiveness, because God forgave us first. He loved us so much, and he when he died on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. This moment that took place was in an act of blindness, in a place of hurt that took over. This was not the actual real person.
And that story from Troy, Alabama. The teenager charged with murder being held at a juvenile detention center. No motive revealed yet. Meanwhile, a teenager charged in a mass shooting in Raleigh, North Carolina last October to be tried as an adult. Investigators say Austin Thompson, 15 years old at the time, shot and killed 5 people, including his brother, 16-year-old James Roger Thompson, and also shot was an off-duty police officer. A report says Thompson had several firearms and was himself shot. Thompson's father is also facing misdemeanor charges. And coming up on Local 3 News Weekend Today, to win the game, sometimes you have to change the helmet. Find out how one team improvised innovation when we come back. Welcome back. There are some world-class athletes in Chattanooga this weekend. Dozens of canines and their owners looking to prove they are the best of the best. It's called the Hyperflight Skyhounds World Canine Disc Championships. You know, where you throw the disc and the dog reaches up and grabs it. Well, Local 3's Riley Nagel was there Saturday morning. He joins us in the studio to share more on the event. Riley, I was saying before that if I threw a Frisbee at my dog, he'd look at me like, okay, what do you expect me to do with this?
Yeah, I think both parties have to be athletic, and I'll admit I'm not one to throw a Frisbee very well, and I know my dog would just give me that confused look like, what now? So, but, you know, I'll admit I'm a dog person, Calvin, and I was very tempted to just go around and pet every little dog I could find. But just like any sporting event, these pups were dialed in. They were very busy practicing and getting ready for their chance at gold. Now, there are a couple different events. Each one is timed out for about a minute and a half. The first is all about getting distance and a successful catch. The second is called freestyle, and that's where the dog and owner do a unique Frisbee routine together. I got to speak with 8-year-old Dylan, who drove all the way from Nova Scotia with his dad and dog Pete. They competed in the kids division freestyle event.
Pete is a border collie that loves to play disc, and he'll go out and get almost every single one.
We're out every day in the backyard, rain or shine, playing with the dog.
Now we wish Dylan and Pete the best of luck today, and if you'd like to check it out, the Disc Championship starts back up this morning at 9 a.m. over at Coolidge Park. Reporting in studio, I'm Riley Nagel. Calvin?
Just amazing, the agility of those dogs. Well, folks, take a look at this. Innovative, one-of-a-kind football helmets and one retired star athlete's jersey up for grabs. Cole Higgins has more.
More than 100 years ago, the football team at Gallaudet University invented what's now known as the huddle. And now the school, primarily for students who are deaf and hard of hearing, is about to change the game again. Check this out. It's a 5G football helmet created by AT&T and the university. Here's how it works. Coaches on the sideline select the play from a tablet. Then the quarterback receives it in augmented reality on the digital display within the visor of the helmet, and then can call the play.
When I first put on the helmet and I first saw the play, it felt like the world just instantly lifted off of my shoulders.
The high-tech helmets will debut on the Gallaudet Bison's home turf on Saturday. From Bisons to the Bucks, the jersey Tom Brady wore in the final game of his 23-year career is heading to auction. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers number 12 jersey will be featured at an auction put on by Sotheby's and Wynn Las Vegas during the Las Vegas Grand Prix in November. If you want to place a bid, be prepared to dig deep, and I mean really deep, into your wallet, because the listed price range for the jersey is between $1.5 million and $2.5 million. The 7-time Super Bowl champ wore this jersey on January 16th, which is when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers played the Dallas Cowboys in a playoff matchup. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, in the middle of last Sunday's game, this Dallas fan went into labor. Haley Waterman attended the Cowboys-Patriots football game with her husband, who is a huge New England fan. And well, don't you know, her water broke during the second quarter of the game, and by the next day, her baby girl, Delaney Lou, was welcomed into a house divided. For Take a Look at This, I'm Cole Higgins.
What a story there for the birthdays in the future. Hey, let's talk about our temperature trend, because yes, we have the below average temperatures all across the eastern half of the country, but I know not everyone is a big fan of the cooler weather. I'm also tracking a warming trend. We're going to time that out for you and talk about our next chance of rain next right here on Local 3 News Today. All right, well, happy Sunday, Tennessee Valley. We are waking up to a big change in the air out there. 44 degrees in the city right now. And I know you're saying, yeah, that is chilly outside when you open the window or the door for the first time. But that's not all, folks. That's actually the warmest temperature on the map. Pretty much everyone else down into the 30s, as we told you. 36 degrees in Murphy, 37 in Blue Ridge. We got 39 degrees in Calhoun and Lafayette, also Scottsboro, 39 in Dayton. It's 37 in Altamont, and 38 degrees currently in Dalton. Look at Fort Payne at 35 degrees. So it is a chilly, chilly start out there. One of the first mornings this fall season that we've seen these temperatures this low. So it is one where, yeah, you may actually have to flip the heater on in the car for a brief moment. And we do want to let you know, of course, that we still have these frost advisories in effect this morning for obvious reasons here. And that goes for places like Grundy County, Van Buren County, and then over towards Gilmer County, Fannin County, Cherokee County, Eastern Polk, and Monroe counties as well. So be aware that as we go throughout the day, lots of sunshine expected, a very chilly start out there, but we do warm up a little bit, very similar to yesterday, but it will not be as breezy, so it should feel a little better in that direct sunlight. We'll go with mid to upper 60s here in the valley areas, upper 50s to right around 60 in the higher elevations. Of course, this is still going to be below average, but overall it's still feel a little better than what we saw yesterday. Now tonight it will be a little milder, upper 30s to 40s, I think, more widespread with those clear skies, and that's going to begin the warming trend that we're going to see as we go into tomorrow. Yes, check this out. Monday, sunshine, warmer, mid 70s for high temperatures, and that warming trend will continue into the week, so we get back to average and above average as we go throughout this week with those highs climbing back into the 80s. And then we start to cool it back down again as we head towards next weekend. Now, our next big thing, of course, is the warming trend that we're tracking moving our way, but also the chance of rainfall. I'm expecting the potential of a wetter pattern developing in the eastern half of the country as we get towards the end of the 7-day forecast. So that's the next thing to focus on. So your Storm Alert 7-day forecast, sunshine, below average temperatures today, but hey, the sun will be out, so it won't be too bad. And then as we go into next week, look at that, Calvin. We got the 80s showing back up across the area. Rain, we need it. Could be arriving by the end of the week, followed by potentially another surge of below normal temperatures next weekend. But we'll talk more about that in just a moment.
But summer's trying to hang on.
Trying to hang on. But I think we're starting to see more of a fall-like pattern in place.
Well, can't wait for the leaves to change.
Yes. Everybody's excited about that. Good pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Cedric. A scam alert for you this morning. A woman scammed out of $2,000. She says it started as a pop-up ad, prompting her to call what she believed was an Apple technician. Local 3's Jemiah Beatty tells us it was apparently somebody going after her hard-earned cash.
These people are heartless.
Pamela Cooley learned scammers are willing to go to great lengths to get your personal information.
If it can happen to me, it can happen to any Apple user.
She was browsing on her computer when a pop-up ad appeared showing she had lost access to her device. The ad then directed her to call a number for help. Once on the phone, a man told her if she followed his instructions, he would help her fend off any further online attacks.
They had me confused and frustrated, and I even got a little angry, and I thought I was being protected.
The scammer's promise to stop online hackers was only a distraction. She says he managed to transfer money from her savings account into her checking account and transferred the money to himself.
I was on the phone with him for like 4 hours, thinking he was Apple support.
Tech support scams are growing worldwide, and more people are becoming victims. According to the Better Business Bureau, once scammers get you to click a link, they can remotely install spyware, capturing personal banking information. The impersonator may even follow up with another call claiming that you are eligible for a refund, but you have to pay more money to get it. Cooley says with the help of her bank, she was able to get her money back. The scammer even attempted to steal from her again, but was unsuccessful. In the future, she'll think twice before clicking.
So I just want to warn people, if it can happen so easily, don't be fooled. If you think if you get an Apple alert, make sure you hang up and call Apple directly.
Now, although her money was returned, this was not her only headache. In addition to working with her bank, she had to reprogram her modem and her router. She had to change her Wi-Fi password. Folks, be extra careful. Anytime you see an offer that seems too good to be true, it probably is. Coming up next on Local 3 News, weekend today as we approach 7 a.m. on this chilly Sunday morning. Cedric's got a closer look at the weather forecast when we come back. Here we go. Cut out this cold weather. We're about tired of it already.
We just got here and got this cold weather, Cal, and look at. I mean, most areas right now down into the mid to upper 30s, and don't worry, we're gonna warm it up though. Look at that, all the way up to 68. That's something.
I got to tell you, you got a whole season of me complaining about cold weather.
Hey, that's okay. We don't mind. We don't mind. We take the complaints because you already started complaining this morning, so don't worry. I heard you after first weather, and so we bumped it up.
I see the rain toward the end of the week, and we do need the rain.
We do need the rain. We're almost 5 inches below where we should be right now. The drought continues to expand. We're now in that moderate category, so hopefully, fingers crossed.
All right, thank you, Cedric. If you're leaving the house right now, we hope you have a good Sabbath. Otherwise, pour me another cup of coffee. We're going to be back with more news, weather, and sports coming up in the next half hour.